Hey, I think it is working. Hey, howdy, everybody out there in TV land. This is the Reverend Nathan Show, episode 6. I believe that it is the third day of March in 2022. A lot of the world's in uproar, all messed out about some political stuff going on. The same old stuff's been going on forever. It's really a distraction from what's really going on, and that's why I'm here too, is to distract people from the distraction that's going on. Read some more from uh, my latest book. It's available on Amazon.com. Rants, Raving, and Rhetoric. The continued assorted ramblings of an idiot savant. But I'm gonna start out by reading the song or poem "Beating the Dog." "Beating the Dog" is a song kind of reflecting on or blaming your problems on someone else rather than coming up with them, and it's kind of from Arthur. If y'all remember the Dudley Moore movie, uh, whenever the old lady farted, they beat the dog. So when the old lady cut the cheese, the dog would and run off all scared because he was going to get whooped. Well, that's the kind of deal. You're beating a dog and blaming him for your problems is the idea behind the song here. I'll recite the lyrics and we'll delve into it. In life, there are times when we don't do right. We blame someone else for our fucked up lives. Now, of course, the radio version will have to say messed up lives, but originally it is fucked up lives. Uh, it's like beating the dog. Beating the dog, ain't it? It's like beating the dog. He gets blamed for everything. Beating the dog, but the dog's gonna bite you someday. Well, yes, because eventually, you keep beating his dog, and one day he's just gonna bite the shit out of you. when you well, you get telephones during the live stream, it's Andrew again. Andrew called last time. This is the Reverend Nathan. How you doing? Yes, sir. Fine, thank you. Okay. I didn't think that we would either, and I just didn't know if we had to pick it up. We had intended on starting Monday, but if we don't have to pick it up, then we also don't have a giant roll of carpet laying in there for the church service Sunday. It may be a couple of gigantic rolls, but yes, it could be one very large, heavy roll. Right. What, do you still got your sample? Well, check it out, man. Here's an idea. Don't, no, get homeboy to put that under there like a paint sample and shoot that carpet sample and see what it comes up with. You've got the carpet sample. Treat it like a paint sample and see if his computer can scan it and mix it directly off of the sample. It's like $5 for a little quart just to find out or something. Okay, I didn't know if you were literally trying to match it with your eyes or if you would actually scan the carpet color. Okay, I dig it. No. If it matched that same tone, I think it'd be popping, man. I think that's an excellent idea. Okay, so you're gonna contact them and say, hey, blah blah blah, scheduling. We'll pick up that stuff Monday or Sunday. Yeah, logistically, it's like breaking up with an ex girlfriend or leaving a band. You're going in this direction, and it is gonna take a lot. Yeah, yeah. Right. And if they take their drum riser, unless you make a deal with them, we got to build another drum riser. Okay, cool. Then check it out. We'll probably jack it to the back of the stage and build a thing where we can hinge it and flip it up and down, and that'd be awesome. Cool. Yeah, no, I just moved it around with the kit and the ISO booth and everything on it, and it was heavy. Cool, man. Well, we're here. We're here to help your dreams and visions come true. So ours can too, brother. Oh, and just something else to kick around. I know Tegan sent you the dimensions on that kegerator. I don't know how much it costs to fabricate something like that, but that's what they did. But it's done. But just another crazy idea. The bottom of the liquor cabinet made in the wall is a pass through. It's not real, it's a facade. And that box with a little modification to the thing will literally almost slide under that last shelf on the bottom of the thing where the cabinet doors are. Where the liquor rack would still be there and it would look just like it did. It would just have. Yeah, that was our best idea last night to throw at you because we did measure it and it might be take some modification. But with that, if that beer box wasn't across there, you'd have plenty of room to work with. And we just do whatever we had to do. But it's literally tall enough at 40 inches at the bottom of that shelf. And it isn't a real cabinet, it's just a facade because it goes through to the back side. Uh-huh. Yeah, we pull that out too. You probably can. Yeah, I know. And so I'm always thinking, and we really are looking at every way to make this as efficiently as possible, or anything that's more sane than than what's been going on there in the past. Yeah. All right. Okay. I think it'd be dumb not to print out some flyers at least and come set up my stuff and kind of meet, greet, and mingle. And as long as I got all my gear packed up in advance, so I can just leave to my show that night. I get all freaked out on show days, and I like nothing to go wrong, and I'm like hours early and shit. I'm just going to Fredericksburg. Oh, cool. That's a good way to be. And we're just kicking it around. But if you're available tomorrow night, we may come do a live rehearsal on your stage. But if not, we just wait till next week, and all their drum kits and stuff may be gone, and we'll have a new house kit sitting up there to listen to. Yes, sir. Right. Well, it's all part of the experience. And I also know that you're without your truck still. So if you get in a bind and need anything, I'm here for you. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I completely forgot. I'm literally live streaming right now on YouTube. That's fine. I just read from my book and record it and talk shit and stuff like that. But it's funny. I never think about my phone, and you've called me twice while I was recording. Now that's hilarious. It is funny. No, no, it's a relief. Okay, man. Hey, and we did make some little show bills, and they're only $1 something a piece for an 11 by 17. And I scraped all that shit off of that Lexan. Yeah, but in lieu of those being so small, you could print a bunch of them and put in there, and it'd still be cheaper than a big show bill. 50, 50 to $75 probably. Well, it is when you're looking at two or three of them or whatever, and you're a poor band like us. But what we're talking about is for us, if we're going to play there once a quarter or whatever, that we'll get some nice ones made that we can just change the dates on. Bam. Yep. All right. Thank you, and have a good day, sir. Hey, that was Andrew McCarroll, the owner of the Uptown Theater in Marble Falls. It's a historic theater and it's been turned into a live music venue. It's opening up, and my band, the Reverend Nathon, will be performing there on March 19th, along with my good friend Mel Highsmith will be playing acoustic guitar during our meet and greet, and his brother's band will be jamming at the after party. It was literally the Highsmith family and the Reverend Nathon, March 19th at the Uptown Theater, 219 Main Street, Marble Falls, Texas. Anyways, back to beating the dog. When you point your finger and all along you know whose fault it is, you've done so much wrong, but you keep your guilt locked up in a cage. See, there again, you're imparting that onto the dog that goes through the chorus again. And then the Reverend is given the revelation in here on the third verse. When you look inside, you realize that this is reality. We make our own choices, so stop blaming others and you can be set free. It's like beating the dog. Beating the dog, it gets blamed for everything. You're beating the dog, but the dog's going to bite you someday. So, if you don't want to get bit in the ass by the proverbial dog of life, then I highly recommend that you look deep inside and analyze who is at fault for the problems in your life and the decisions you've made and the programming that you have accepted. When you're a child, you think as a child and you do as a child, but when you become an adult, you put away childhood things. That was quoted to the Apostle Paul, which probably Flavius Josephus actually wrote that. Apostle Paul was a fictional character. But the point is still the same. Well, let's see what else we got going on here in this book. Your Beliefs by Nathan Dees. I don't really give a fuck what you believe, but if you want to discuss some theology, gather your thoughts, and then maybe you'll see your level of ignorance and how much you're deceived. Oh, you never studied and you never searched. You just believed what someone told you at church. How could you from the foundations of your life? On secondhand information that you got from some guy that lives in a delusional world of belief and has a very skewed perspective of reality. You spent more time selecting a flat screen TV than you did creating your own reality. And as biblical knowledge and understanding go, you get your scriptures from the Duck Dynasty show. That's pretty good. Where are we at? If you were offended over your belief, I think you should evaluate the truths that you can see. Outside of religious doctrine and societal programming, would you really give a fuck if the guy next door was a queer? If his yard was nice, he kept to himself, and you didn't live in fear. Fear of what? Of going to hell or condemning your neighbor just because he likes to smoke a little pole? Or maybe it's your fear of losing your own control and condemning your eternal soul. Just because some religious pedophile took his toll on your childhood soul. Submissive subservience based upon faith, extraterrestrial deities with sons hung on stakes. Eternal wars against devilish foes that use spiritual forces as mass mind control to make people suffer so they will find God. How much that cost? Sign me up, Bob. Would you choose to cause division with your fellow man over some 2,000-year-old shit that you really don't understand? So what if by tomorrow all religion went away and we could live in unity and agreement every day? And when we came together, we would hold hands and pray to the conscious voice of spirit that will guide us on our way. Well, that's some pretty offensive stuff to some people and some pretty enlightening stuff to other people. Most of all, it rhymes. So if it's intelligent and it rhymes, that's a pretty good thing to have in a poem that you're writing. But it also it has a pentameter, a type of neurolinguistic programming. When those lines and phrases roll out like that, the words sink in more, and it makes a point. Again, was it offensive? Did we use the word queer against homosexuals? No, it was really against the person that would say, that would judge somebody for their sexual preferences if it didn't really matter, and most times it doesn't, which is just funny. Texas Bound. I think no, I didn't do this. Texas Bound, right? Yeah, this is off of Reverend Nathon, Volume 2. This will be the first song on there, and just a little story song. As many of y'all know, I spent a decade or more a decade in Costa Rica. And this just says, I'm leaving Costa Rica and I'm Texas bound. There's a little senorita that wants to tie me down. I've got my passport, my guitar, and I'm on the plane. If I don't make it back to Texas, I'm going to go insane. When I left 10 years ago, I had to get away. Things were getting too weird down there, and we had hell to pay. Well, I'm headed back to Texas. I'm getting on that plane. If I don't make it back to Texas, I'm going to go insane. Well, I'm heading back to Texas. I'm getting on that plane. If I don't make it back to Texas, I'm going to go insane. Oh, that's a short little ditty and doesn't last long, but it's got a lot of guitar solos and stuff in it. It's got a pretty neat riff too, because it's bouncing in a open D. It's well, I'm leaving Costa Rica and I'm Texas bound. There's a little senorita there that wants to tie me down. I got my passport, my guitar, and I'm on the plane. If I don't make it back to Texas, I'm gonna go insane. And I left 10 years ago, I had to get away. Things were getting pretty hot down there, and we had hell to pay. I got my passport, my guitar, and I'm on the plane. If I don't make it back to Texas, I'm gonna go insane. I got my passport, my guitar, and I'm on the plane. If I don't make it back to Texas, I'm gonna go insane. Something like that. Carry on. Alternative realities for sale. Let's see what I was thinking this day. How could I interest you in a belief system? Sure. What does it do? Absolutely nothing. You just believe that it does. Does what? It creates whatever reality that you speak into existence through your own vain imaginations and fears, and then captivates and controls your life with said fears until you disarm it by believing that you have power over it. Well, why didn't I just not believe it in the first place then? Because you would be judged as an unbeliever by delusional people that want to force you into their fictional reality as a substantiate to their belief systems. It's called mind control. You don't want mind control? Well, then your mind will be out of control. Why, no, I believe that I don't. Please brainwash me and control me with fear so that I can conform to the societal masses and become a brain-dead zombie with no intellectual integrity or objectivity of my own that needs a crutch to lean on and an enemy to blame for my shortcomings. Great, here's your t-shirt and a bumper sticker along with some intolerance and bigotry, and that will cost you one soul and one personal identity, please. Now that's just being silly, but yeah, this is the truth. Y'all a bunch of brainwashed zombies out there and believe everything that the news and the media and everybody tells you. You don't look at history, you don't read history and see that they use the same things over and over again perpetually. They just play the same game over and over, and everybody, oh my God, oh this, oh I'm against this, and I'm for this, and I support this, and here's my little thing, I support. No, man, it's just a holographic reality created by consciousness, and you're being programmed with fear. Stop. I want to invite y'all to go to reverendnathan.com. You can see when our shows are coming up. We just picked up a monthly gig in South Austin. So all of our Austin fans, be looking for us on the third Saturday of every month at the Hive. We're in negotiations for that right now. We do our regular quarterly at Pootie's Roadhouse. No bad days. Pootie's Roadhouse, Spicewood, Texas. World famous venue. A lot of Willie Nelson's tribe hang out there, and we'll be playing there on Saturday, March 12th with Amber Lucille, and that ought to be a great show. Anybody going out to Fredericksburg, Texas this weekend? We will be playing at the Pioneer on Main Street on the 5th. It's a great shotgun bar, cold drinks, great Texas outlaw blues music. Always have a good time at the Pioneer. And we're doing a crawfish festival in Georgetown at the South Fork. I think it's a private event, but South Fork has always been good to us. It's a good venue, good family place for people to go out with their children and still enjoy drinks and food and the many food trailers that are out there. And just a good place. Lots of good venues in Texas, and we support the people that support us and live music. Got a new single out worldwide on Spotify, Deezer, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, all the platforms, called Another Thing Missing. And this track is off of Reverend Nathon Volume 2. And it's a romantic song written kind of in a 1940s swing roadhouse blues style, traditional Texas music. But it's a lovely song written about a lovely girl. And thank you all enjoyed that. And so everything, reverendnathan.com, but just Reverend Nathon with an O on Spotify, YouTube. There's a few official, obvious YouTube page because I'm on it right now. And thank you all for tuning in today. This is the 6th episode of the Reverend Nathon Show, and I will continue to read and tell stories and play guitar sometimes, and even talk to music moguls and business executives like Andrew from the Uptown Theater, who called me while I was live streaming. Thank you, and have a nice day.